Here we are, Drinking Horn Meadery. It's a beautiful Sunday morning for anybody out there watching it live. We got a bit of snow last night. Now you can kind of see the little funky spot we're tucked into. So when you make your way back here into the light industrial zone of Flagstaff, you'll know where you are. And this is our little shop here. Let's take you on inside. This is our little tap room that we just set up not too long ago. This was actually Guy Fieri's idea. He thought I shouldn't be having people drink in front of my work because we used to just have literally our kitchen table from our home here. And we would just open bottles and pour people tasters when they happen to come in. And now we have our nice little tap room set up here. It's not very big, but it's looking to get an expansion here pretty fast. We currently have 8 flavors, and we're working on producing our other one. What we're doing today is we're making an Odrerir, and what that is it's the mead of poetry. And so, I don't know what you're trying to point at.
If you can stand back over there, that's
Okay.
better. You're
So
too close.
Today we're making the mead of poetry. It's most likely they can't hear me if you're that far away. But we're making the mead of poetry. It's going to be a 17% traditional, basically. It's going to be a semi-sweet. It's a little bit sweeter on our traditional than what most of you are used to if you like the traditional. And it's going to be aged in an oak barrel for a little while. It was an oak barrel that was originally used for a Woodford bourbon. And then Dark Sky Brewing Company, just over yonder, started using it. They put a stout into it. And now we have it. And so we're going to make a 17% mead of poetry and put it into that oak barrel and let it age for a couple months and see how it does. I don't know if you can hear that on there, but the back room right now is being consecrated. When you do things in a traditional manner, sometimes it gets weird. So we've got our Viking in the back consecrating the area, making sure that everything has been blessed and prepared properly. We're doing this one, like I said, in the most traditional sense of what we've ever made a mead for. And so our Viking is back there blessing things, making sure everything is set up properly as far as it goes for the religious side of it. And we'll go back there shortly and we'll see what he's doing. This part is private and you're not allowed to be back there while that's going on, but we're about to start the next part here. And it sounds like he's ready. The Viking is ready. So as I said, this here is the barrel that we'll end up putting it into. It's gone through a couple of little ceremonial steps here so that it's ready for when it goes in. It's going to hang out while the thing ferments. We're going to let it ferment first, and then once it's hit 17% alcohol, we're going to go ahead and pump it over. This is going to be our year anniversary mead that we're making, and so it's going to be a very small batch. It's only going to be 1 barrel's worth, 55 gallons. Let's see what the Viking has for us.
Very good. All right, I have a consecrated, blessed, but also sterilized hammer, consecrated, blessed, and sterilized tiny little horn. We're going to dip the hammer into the horn to bless the hammer and to bless the mead at the same time. The horn is going to go into a little jar over here just to have as a little totem. Thank you, Thor. Bless this mead. Thank you, Odin, for giving us poetry and knowledge, to which Odrerir is made from, which it is named after. Odrerir, the stirrer of inspiration. All right, that little totem, you can see that probably in our tap room at some point, just chilling out.
We'll have to hold it up so people can see.
Gotcha, some incense, some spices.
And so there was frankincense and myrrh that we were burning just to make sure to also consecrate the air as well.
Yes. All right. There we go. Now that hammer is blessed. This mead is ready to start filtering. They were start to get into the fermenter.
All right. Our yeast batch is all mixed up. We also mixed up all of our honey and everything in this one. So for this batch, like I said, we're trying to make it a high alcohol. So we actually mixed in almost 200 pounds of honey into about 35 gallons of water. So it's going to be real sweet to start with. The yeast are going to go after it today and start turning it into alcohol. So let's go ahead and get our pitch. Grab my bucket.
Maybe Chance, you could tell us a little more about the mead of poetry, because that's a pretty interesting.
What we're making, the namesake, is the Odrerir. If you can't really pronounce it, it's Odrerir, I guess you could say. But it's an old poetry myth, or an old mead myth, that Odin had stolen this mead of poetry and shared just a little bit with humankind. The word Odrerir actually means inspiration, so this mead is literally named the stir of inspiration. We hope that it's really great for parties, really great for special occasions, for great for weddings, as mead was oftentimes a part of. And we hope that this helps stir inspiration in folks for getting into mead and back into honey.
All right, it's about to get loud in here. Of course, we're having some sort of issue. There we go.
So you'll notice that he's giving a little bit of an area for the yeast to start eating that honey and that nutrient and everything like that. And we're going to pump the more of the mead into the thing so it can be pressurized and fermented. This is why we don't actually have to use sulfites and all. It's pressurized and is sterilized to a T, to a double T. And that way we're not able to just add more acid and sugars or any other sulfites into it. As you can see, we're mixing it in over here.
So all we're doing there is adding a little bit of oxygen into the yeast. The first couple of days, the yeast are sitting in a batch. They need oxygen to multiply. And then we want to basically not have too much oxygen after that first day or two of fermentation so that they can go into anaerobic metabolism or anaerobic respiration and start producing alcohol. And so we blend it up both to just make sure that the honey is all well blended as well as to mix oxygen into the batch initially. I'm going to let it do its thing. You can get a video of it. You can look on the inside if you want. That's fine.
Can you?
Yeah.
I can't.
Swirling honey water. Swirling honey water. Hey, thanks for the comment, Alex. You rock too. Alex is watching.
Alex.
Hey, we love you, man.
Ooh. So yeah, that takes pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it pumps through pretty fast. The pump that we're using right here will do about 65 gallons per minute. It's a fast pump. So it's swirling down through there, coming down through our hose, going through our pump, and ending up over in this tank right here. And so you can see this is the foam right here that's being just kind of pushed out as a result of taking up space with honey, basically, honey and mead. I'm going to hand this back over to my lovely woman.
It's like sucking out a milkshake.
The bubbles are just from the sterilizer, right?
What's that?
The bubbles are from the sterilizing.
Yeah, totally. So we have an empty space inside of there, right? And as we start pushing fluid into it, we need somewhere for that space to go. And so the space goes up out of that steel tube on top, around the side, and down into the bucket of sterilizer. Whole idea there is that it can bleed off extra gas without pulling in any sort of microbes, any sort of contaminants, any other yeast, anything like that. And we're just about there. Almost. Oh, that's pretty. Want to see what's going on, Doug? Getting down to the last little bits of it right here.
Here it goes. Almost.
So it's just finishing off the last little bits of what's in the tub. And it's moving on over into the fermenter now. We've already got the temperature set on the fermenter. It's all set up and ready to rock. We let that last little bit go through. And
I get to lick the spoon.
that's the best part. Well, that's the basics of it right there, folks. So we just made our Odrerir, and it's going to be sitting in this guy once it's done fermenting. How long is it going to sit in the oak barrel? Nobody knows. Feel free to take a guess. It's our first time putting anything in an oak barrel, and so we're going to it's going to take a little bit to see how it comes out. It's going to be really awesome to get all those flavors out of Dark Sky Brewing Company's beer that are going to be all mixed up in this barrel as well. And if you want some of this mead when it's coming out, you're going to have to come to the tap room. Right now, we're rocking Thursdays and Fridays 5 to 8, Saturdays from noon to 8. Come on out, get a taster flight of mead, see what kind of mead you like. And well, I hate to leave anybody hanging that's going on there. Do we have a question? You look like you have a question.
Can you just tell them about our 1-year anniversary party at Majestic Marketplace on February 9th?
Yes, we sure can. So we are going to be at Majestic Marketplace on February 9th. That's what we're going to do as our year anniversary party. And the big thing this one is all of this is awesome, but it would be nothing but a good idea without the people out there buying mead, loving mead, drinking mead. And we want to give a little something back to you guys. So what we're doing on that night is if you buy 2-liter bottles from Majestic, where the party's going to be at, we're going to give you a free drinking horn.
Let's see that horn.
Come on in the front. You can see one of these horns. Genuine drinking horn mugs. So, and they're around here when we sell them. We normally sell them for about $45. And so on that night, you can buy 2-liter bottles of mead and get a free drinking horn with that. They're made out of real ox horn. They're fantastic. There's no better way to drink your mead. It's the proper method.
It's really, it makes it taste better, I guarantee it.
It's Viking approved.
All right, should we go just do a little send-off in front of the barrel? And
All right, folks. Well, that's pretty much the process.
can you stand behind it?
That's also the process. This is going to be our altar for a while until we're ready to put the mead in there. So we got the black cherry right over here too for our 1-year anniversary party.
That's
really
right.
nice, very tart, very sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a quick prayer. This is from the Havamal. It's about honoring the fallen dead and honoring the heroes and honoring people who are here, honoring people that we can drink to, the people that we can give a toast to. Deir fe, deir fender, deir sjarfar it sama, en ålderstyr, deir aldregi, ve mercer golden geter. Deir fre, deir fender, deir sjarfar it sama, en ålderstyr, eg vet ein, ad eldre der, domer dauden verd. Cattle die, kinsmen die, but the only thing that doesn't die is the fame and goods of great men and great people. Cheers, folks. All you need is love.
Skål.